Lots of dark things have transpired.
Hi, and welcome to the SaVeg Podcast.
I'm Rose, also known as Cheap Lazy Vegan on YouTube.
And I'm Daniel, one of your favorite guest stars on Cheap Lazy Vegan's YouTube channel.
We're two friends who love to talk about the latest trending topics.
So get comfortable and join us while we give our savage take on just about everything.
You are currently listening to the previous episode of this podcast, but if you would like to listen to this week's episode and get some exclusive content, go over to patreon.com/thesavagepodcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the SaVeg Podcast. Now, for those of you watching this on YouTube, you may be able to see that I am alone. Yes, indeed. Rose is by herself today. Unfortunately, Daniel is not here, and I'm also in a very different setting because I am currently not at home. Surprise, surprise. I'm actually in Arizona. I'm actually in near Phoenix, Arizona, but place called Tempe. Guys, have you heard of this place? It's spelled like Tempe without the H. I think you say Tempe, apparently. Let me know if that's wrong. Anyways, I'm recording this alone because, unfortunately, me and Daniel, we were trying to coordinate a time to record. It was all a big mess. We were going to do like a, what do you call it? What do you call it? A recordation when we are not together. What is the terminology? Anyways, we were going to record while I was here, but he didn't have a mic. There was a whole situation. So I'm here by myself. I'm holding this mic here. Hello, very fancy. Anyway, I do apologize. I know you guys like the banter. Okay, but unfortunately today there will be just my solo banter by myself. So yeah, it's been a while since I've done a solo episode. I think it's been like, I don't know, a couple years. And I think there's only been one other time I think I did a solo episode. So hopefully you guys don't mind. Yeah, it's all me today. Just me. All by my lonesome. But yeah, Happy New Year, you guys. It is a new year, 2025. How absolutely insane. Yeah. 2025. Let us know. Let me know. Let us know how your, holiday season was. Was it awesome? Was it crappy? Are you happy it's over? Are you sad? Let me know. But yeah, 2025. Also let us know. New Year's resolutions, are you keeping them? Do you even have them? Do you think it's stupid? I'm trying to lose like 10 pounds. That's the plan. I think me and Daniel are both trying to just slim down a little, Before we jump into the stories, guys, quick reminder to join us on Patreon, patreon.com/thesavagepodcast. You get ad-free content every episode a week earlier than everybody else. And you get a bonus episode every single month. And we have now activated the YouTube memberships. So if you want to join us for those same perks, but on YouTube, you could also do that as well. So that's really lovely and nice and amazing. Let's make this podcast happen. All right, let's jump in. Okay. Oh, one more announcement. Me and Daniel, we are hosting a trip in the Canadian Rockies. I'm sure you guys know already if you listen to our podcast, but that's happening in August. We're very excited. So if you want to join us for that lovely adventure, please join us. It's going to be awesome. That's in August. We're going to be hiking and camping in the Canadian Rockies. It's going to be epic. Also, if you want to join me in Korea in October, that's also happening. Okay, October, Korea vegan food tour. Amazing, epic. Join me. Join us. Join. Now let's get into the stories. Lots have happened. I know we missed last week's episode, I think. So I do apologize for that. Lots has happened. So let's see. Let's just jump in. Okay, first of all, lots of dark things have transpired. Yes. Okay, so another story from my lovely home country of South Korea. Okay, we just can't catch a break. Us Koreans, okay? We just cannot catch a break because something really awful actually happened. There's been a plane crash, okay? A commercial plane crash where over 170 people died. I believe the number is 179 out of a plane of 181 people. So 2 people survived. 2 crew members actually survived. It's an absolute disaster. It was devastating. Basically, there was an aircraft that jet crash landed at an airport in southwestern South Korea. and it basically burst into flames. I genuinely don't even know how two people survived. It's kind of a miracle, to be honest, because I watched the video, which was, I don't recommend it, okay? If you fly a lot, especially, which I do, I don't recommend watching that video. It was horrific. So 2 of the 181 people on board survived. It was the deadliest aviation disaster to hit South Korea since 1997, and it's been just awful. So basically, the aircraft was coming from Bangkok. It was carrying all these people, 175 passengers, 6 crew members. It struck at the airport in Muon County. Now, I don't know anything about airplanes, okay, let's be honest. But apparently it was like a bird strike, which I didn't even, again, I don't know anything about planes, okay? So basically, South Korean officials confirmed that the pilot reported a bird strike before he made the doomed emergency landing. Now, some people have said, and I've spoken to my friend who, flies. She's, learning how to, be a commercial pilot. And she said that, it wouldn't cause, a catastrophic event like this, not necessarily. So it's a bit of an interesting one. I guess the pilot reported an emergency declaration and a go around due to a bird strike. Apparently, he declared Mayday, Mayday, Mayday 3 times and used the terms bird strike and go around. And the Transport Ministry said the control tower had warned the pilot of birds in the area shortly before the pilot reported a bird strike and declared Mayday. The pilot asked to land in the opposite direction. The ministry said clarifying comments made Sunday that the control tower had instructed the pilot to change course shortly after he declared Mayday. The landing attempt occurred about 2 minutes after the Mayday call, and a go-around is an aviation term that means a landing is aborted when a plane is making a final approach, and instead the pilot would increase speed and ascend before attempting another approach or diverting elsewhere. So basically, it says uncertainty remains as to what exactly went wrong, as some aviation experts question how much impact a bird strike could have had in bringing down the Jeju airplane. So basically, I think people are questioning, okay, so he was supposed to go around, but why did he try to land? Anyway, who knows? It is very, very devastating. Okay, tons of people died. People don't really have the answers. There's some investigation going on. But yeah, this comes, I think a bunch of different planes have had some issues in the recent while, which, is a little bit concerning because you're like, what is happening? Because this is supposed to be the safest form of transport. And, excuse me, I'm just drinking some green juice. Hello, health. Yeah, supposedly this is the safest form of transport. So when the safest form of transport is having issues, and again, let's just also even though it is a little alarming that we are having these plane crashes, let's still acknowledge that it is still the safest form of transport, okay? Oh, speaking of transport, so in Phoenix, okay, which is basically where I am, kind of close to Phoenix, they have this company called Waymo, okay? And these are self-driving cars. So on New Year's Eve, we rode a self-driving vehicle. Okay. Let me just Google here. So I guess it's kind of like Uber, but instead of having a driver, this self-driving vehicle picks you up. So it was kind of cool, but I'm also the pessimist in me, the immediate doomsday person in me is is this a good idea? Should we have self-driving vehicles? But yeah, Waymo. It's called Waymo. This car literally picked us up, no driver. It was kind of insane. It was kind of cool. And again, I always say this, I'm not against technology, okay? I'm not against technology as long as A, we are taking care of our environment, which we're not. And B, if the technology benefits everybody. Now, the problem is, it does benefit us to a certain extent, but because it will kill jobs, right? We live in a society where it's we need to work to survive because there is no guarantee of a universal income. There's no guarantee that we'll be taken care of if we don't have a job. So if we don't have a job, we're kind of fucked, right? We're not gonna have money to spend on anything. And then we're gonna be homeless, all this stuff. So when you have this technology that kills jobs, but there's no actual safety net for people when they lose their job, that's where all the problems arise. So this technology like AI and, self-driving vehicles and even self-checkout, all of these things that kill the human jobs and the human experience, that would be great if we could all benefit from it, and like less people have to go to work, so that maybe, you know, more people can stay at home with their kids. We could have a one person, you know, working household again, instead of having, you know, two adults working. You know, we could have a situation where that is feasible, but no, we can't, because like you still have to make money, right? So I don't know how this is gonna work. Okay, so if we had like universal basic income, where a government actually takes care of their citizens instead of just taking care of the rich people, like the billionaires and the millionaires and all the really wealthy people, and putting more money into their pockets, if we could have a system that can take care of everybody to a certain extent, right? Like, I'm not asking for communism here. I'm not asking for everyone to live the exact same way. I'm not asking for that. Obviously, if people want to do more and make more money, absolutely, but like a certain amount of kind of social security, which we have enough wealth to do that. Okay, let's be honest, we do. And we'll get to a story here in a second, which will prove that. But like, if we can have a certain amount of security for the average person, where they don't necessarily have to work, or they don't have to work as much, and we can still live really good lives, like, I'm all for the technology. You know, I'm all for the Waymos and the AI. Well, the AI is a little questionable, but I'm all for that. But then it's like, we don't have that. So these technologies are only designed to really help rich people get richer. So fun times. Anyways, I was in a Waymo. I think this is the only city. I'm not really sure. Maybe there's one in LA as well. There's one in LA, but there's some in Los Angeles, San Francisco, Phoenix. So yeah, there you go. Rode the Waymo. It was kind of cool, but also a little dystopian at the same time. Let me know what you guys think of like self-driving vehicles. Kind of cool, kind of dystopian, kind of scary. Also, I'm like, is AI going to take over the world? Because I'm pretty sure Stephen Hawking, you know, that smart guy, pretty sure he warned against AI, and other people as well. Other really smart people are like, we're basically going to get Frankensteined. You know, the AI is going to outsmart us. We're going to create the AI. It's going to outsmart us, and then they're going to take over, and then we're all going to die. Who knows? I guess we'll find out. Hopefully we don't find out. Anyways, okay. So speaking of the doom and gloom, as we love to do, we've got another insane story, which honestly, like, at this point, if you still think that rich people, like, I'm talking billionaires, like, deserve to be in that position because of their own merit, because they worked hard, because they are just good people, or they're really smart, you are deluded. I'm sorry, like, you are absolutely the most deluded person, and you need to like step outside, you know, smell some grass, talk to some people, because it's just not the reality. So it says here, who in the world just got richer? The 500 worth more than 10 trillion. Now let's see what that means here. The huge rise in the value of technology stocks in 2024 has vastly increased the already unimaginable wealth of the world's 500 richest people. Okay, so this is according to the latest Bloomberg Billionaires Index. For the first time, the combined wealth of the super rich at one stage hit more than 10 trillion US dollars. So Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and Jensen Huang, I don't know who that is, Jensen Huang, headed the list of billionaires, with Musk seeing the highest gain of the year. So Musk, the already richest man on earth, has gained, let's see here, he has gained an increase of $213 billion this year, okay, 2024. His backing of Donald Trump, now president-elect, ahead of the U.S. elections proved a profitable choice. Again, see, this is why he was backing President Trump. So once again, people that are like, oh, Trump is going to make sure that we, the regular peeps, are, we're going to be better off. No, he's not. He's going to make sure that people like Elon Musk are better off. So Elon Musk was backing President Trump. And then the rise in the value of his companies, including Tesla, SpaceX, and XAI, left him with a personal fortune of $442 billion. Again, this is an increase of $213 billion. Now, this guy, if you're going to sit here and tell me that this guy deserves that much money, I'm going to tell you that you are the most deluded person on planet Earth. There is no way that anyone deserves that much money, especially when we are living in a society where people cannot afford basic human things that they need to survive, okay? Putting food on the table, energy bills, shelter, okay? Healthcare. People cannot afford this stuff. And yet, billionaires are getting significantly richer. Yeah, that's happening. So this is what I mean, okay? We should have known, and we do know, and we have been warning people that all the Trump election, like Trump winning, is going to do is make the richer people even richer. It's just going to make them richer. This is why these rich people back people like President Trump and the Republican Party, because they will be richer. What I don't get is like literally like at what point are you going to be like, okay, that's enough money? Because this Elon Musk guy right now, there's also some drama with him, okay? Let's see here. There is some drama, okay? Basically, he's in bed with the Republicans. He loves the Republicans, but at the same time, he's fighting with them right now because what's happening is because the Republicans and Trump are very much against immigration, right? That's what they say. Okay? They're against immigration, but that doesn't really work in Elon Musk's favor necessarily because Elon Musk likes to use foreign labor, cheaper foreign labor for his benefit. Okay? So let me find the article here. Okay, so the drama with Elon Musk is that basically he wants this visa, okay? It's called HB1 visa. Now, this, I believe, is similar to something that Canadians have. I don't know if we have it right now because we're having like a bit of an immigration kind of halt. But basically, it's like a visa for foreign workers to, get sponsored to work in the United States. It seems like that's the visa. Okay, so it says here, the HB1 visa is designed to bring high-skilled workers from abroad to work in the United States. So usually, from what I know, here in Canada, or I'm not in Canada right now, but like in Canada, a similar visa would be like, yeah, you get the visa, but you have to be at a certain like skill level. So you can't just like, any person can't just like get this visa. But basically, like a company sponsors you to get this visa, and that allows you to come to the country and work there for like, I don't know, 1 or 2 years. In Canada, I think it's like 2 years. And then you basically have to work for that company and you can't really go anywhere else. Otherwise, like you have to leave the country. There are some issues, I believe, with the visa because some companies, I think, will take advantage of workers. Like, if they hold this visa, then they can't really like fuck around, they're much less likely to dick around and they can usually take maybe a lower wage because maybe they come from a lower economic country. I don't even know if that's the right terminology, but you know what I mean. So basically, some people don't like this visa. It says like Bernie Sanders says the main function of the H-1B visa program is not to hire the best and the brightest, because that's what Elon Musk is saying, right? He says like, oh, it's the way to hire the best and the brightest, whereas Bernie Sanders saying it's not. Okay, it says, but rather to replace good-paying American jobs with low-wage indentured servants from abroad. The cheaper the labor they hire, the more money the billionaires make. I do think that is the reason why, Elon Musk wants to continue this HB1 visa program or H1B visa, because it's like, for them, it's like, imagine like somebody that is from, I don't know, India or the Philippines, where the cost of living is much lower and income is much lower, and they still have good education, all of the skills necessary for whatever job, but the amount that they can get paid in India is much lower. But instead, if they go to the United States, they can make even more, even if it's lower than the US kind of average salary for that field. So of course, like, it would make sense for companies to want this, because then they can be like, oh yeah, we can pay these foreign workers a lot less for doing the same job, if not better. I think there is an argument for and against it. Like, I understand kind of both sides, I guess, but I don't understand how someone could be like, oh, I'm anti-immigration, yet I want this visa. Okay? You can't have it both ways. So this is why, like, I think Elon Musk is kind of fighting with the rest of MAGA, because MAGA is very much against immigration, period, and they want to protect American jobs. So they don't want foreign workers, but Elon Musk does, because it's better for his bottom line. So anyways, that's what's happening. So we'll see what happens. There might be some pushback. It says Trump has sided with Musk, saying that he supports the H-1B visa program. That's despite him signing an executive order halting the program in 2020. This is the problem, okay, guys? This is why money needs to be out of politics, because This allows rich people to basically become the politician. They control the politicians, okay? There's a reason why Elon Musk is all cozying up to Donald Trump, because then Donald Trump will side with him on issues that he normally probably would not side with, because the entirety of his campaign was anti-immigration. So what are you talking about? You're for this visa that will literally take away American jobs. You know, when you ran on getting rid of foreign workers and increasing American jobs. And all of a sudden you're siding with Musk saying that he supports this program that will get rid of American jobs. And you know why? Because Musk has probably donated tons of money to Donald Trump. So obviously Donald Trump can't be like, no, disagree. Anyways, that's what's happening. In other horrifying news, there was a sleeping woman in the New York City subway train. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard this story. It's very devastating. I really don't even want to repeat it, but I guess we have to talk about it. She was unfortunately burned to death. She was burned to death. Now let's talk about the victim first. So a sleeping subway passenger who was burned to death on a Brooklyn F train had aspirations to be a flight attendant and was known for her $1 million smile. Her name was Deborah Kawam, and she was 57. Unfortunately, she I guess, fell on some hard times, and she was living in New York City homeless shelters from September until December 2nd, when she was set on fire. Yeah, she was set on fire by, unfortunately, an illegal Guatemalan immigrant, Sebastian Zapata Khalil, and that happened on the F train. Anyways, obviously this sparked discussions about illegal immigrants, even though, like, again, I'm not obviously supporting this man that did this, but this can happen. Like, there's violence against people, and women in particular, by everyone, not just illegal immigrants, but every time it is an illegal immigrant, it's a different conversation. But anyway, besides that, it's a very sad situation. Yeah, he is being charged with first and second degree murder. I don't know how that works. And 1 count of arson. Really devastating. He claimed that he was too drunk and did not remember the attack. I feel like the movie Joker with Joaquin Phoenix, like the origin story of Joker, that's like, I feel like we're living in these times where it's like, it's so dangerous. There's too much crap happening because people are living under horrible conditions, and it's just getting worse. I don't know. I wish I had happier stories. I mean, here's a less serious story. Because like, I can't just leave you with just doom and gloom, right? There was a Walmart Birkin that was released. So Walmart decided to release a fake Birkin. Now, obviously, it's not like an actual fake, because that would be illegal, because you can't like have counterfeit products. But they released like basically a dupe of the Birkin. Now, if you don't know, the Birkin bag is an extremely expensive bag by the brand Hermes. So this bag is like supposedly the creme de la creme of luxury bags. People are obsessed, okay, with this motherfucking bag, okay, because people, you know, like to carry around things that make them look rich. Let's face it, that's what it is. Okay, let's call a spade, okay? You like to look rich, and you like to flaunt your wealth because it's like a sign of wealth. It's a sign of luxury. So these bags can be basically like $30,000 per bag, which is crazy. And like, I heard that you have to basically, like, you can't just like get the bag. You have to be like invited to get a Birkin or something like this. I don't even know. Yeah, it says here, it's hard to imagine that anyone with the required disposable income to acquire the famously hard to get designer bag would do so in Walmart. But when bold-faced celebrities have a hard time getting off Hermes wait lists, even with cash in hand, any website will do. So basically, like, you have to be on like some kind of wait list, and then you have to be invited in order to buy this bag. Okay, guys, it's stupid. Okay, it's fucking stupid. Let's. Okay, there are bigger things to worry about. Okay, people, it's a bag. It's stupid. Oh, it's just so stupid. Anyway, but yeah, I guess like Walmart decided to create a dupe. And honestly, I don't understand the hype. Again, I know it's only because it's like expensive. it, in my opinion, is just a standard bag. I don't necessarily think it's ugly. Some people say it's ugly. I think it's just a whatever bag, okay? It's honestly just carried for status, okay? Let's just be fucking for real. So this knockoff by Walmart is $80. Unfortunately, it's not vegan. It's made of leather. So obviously I'm not going to be buying it, and I wouldn't buy it anyways, but it's $80. It's leather, and it has flown off the shelves since dropping online this month. Okay. They call it the WIRKIN. Is that actually what it's called? There's no way. There is no way. Is it actually called the WIRKIN? I don't know if it is. This article calls it the WIRKIN. It's currently sold out, but similar dupes can be found on Amazon, apparently. And Walmart's Kelly dupe is still in stock. Let me just click here and see. I don't know what they actually call it. Oh, they call it jelly. It's kind of funny. They call it the jelly. So yeah, apparently, since its drop, celebrities, TikTokers, and fashion critics have weighed in on the viral knockoff, with many bravely coming out as Birkin haters. Yeah, some people are saying Birkins are ugly. I don't particularly think they're ugly. I just think the whole craziness around it and the obsession over a bag is stupid. And I think it just shows how consumeristic and shallow we are as a species. The amount of money. Again, this is why, again, tax the rich. People are so bored that they care so much about a bag. Okay, people are so bored, they have so much money that they would spend some people's yearly salary on a bag. Like, it's just absolute garbage. So yeah, some celebrities are pissed off. Now, a Real Housewives star, Bethany Frankel, took to TikTok to say that the people who are going to be pissed off about it are assholes because they're not interesting people, and flexing a bag is the most interesting thing about them. Anyway, so basically, I guess, like, it's not like an actual dupe. It's not an actual counterfeit. It's just a dupe. So then I guess it's okay. But then it's like, I don't know. This whole thing is stupid. Let people have their stupid bags. It's leather though, so don't buy it. Another crazy story. I guess this is not a fun story. So this brings about an interesting discussion of tips. Guys, what do you think of tipping culture? I personally think it has gone out of control. Florida pizza delivery woman stabbed a pregnant customer 14 times over a bad tip. A bad tip. The woman ordered the Marcos pizza, had tipped $2. She discovered she was pregnant while she was being treated for stab wounds at the hospital. Oh, so she didn't know she was pregnant. So a delivery driver is accused of returning to a Florida motel where a couple were staying and stabbing a woman multiple times this week over having been tipped $2 on an order. Absolute insane. So Brianna Alvello, 22, is charged with attempted murder. Attempted murder over a tip. Can you imagine? Home invasion with a firearm, kidnapping, and aggravated assault. So a man alleged to have accompanied Alvello during the incident has not yet been identified. So two people. So this delivery driver, guys, delivered the pizza, which cost $33, and was asked to give change for a $50 bill. And Alvello did not have the change, and the woman searched for smaller bills, giving Alvello only $2 tip in the end. Okay, so she did not even have change. Why did you not have change? Okay, you are a delivery driver. You should have change. Okay? You should have change. For a $33 bill, yeah, you should have change. It's your fault. Come on now. Sorry, if you're going to be in the delivery business and you expect people to tip, you're going to have some change. Because, like, I'm not about to give you $50 for a $33 pizza. Okay? Like, I'm not going to give you that. That's crazy. That's a crazy amount of tip. Anyways, so I guess the woman gave $35 for the $33 pizza because, again, she didn't have change. What is she going to do? But then what happened was a woman, her boyfriend, and the woman's 5-year-old daughter were staying in a motel in Kissimmee to celebrate a birthday and ordered a Marcos pizza sundae. And basically delivered the pizza. It cost $33, was asked to give change for a $50 bill, and then they said they didn't have change. So the woman looked for smaller bills, giving Alvello only $2 tip in the end. The woman said that sometime later she heard a loud knocking on the door. Okay, so this woman delivered the pizza, got a $2 tip because she didn't have change, let's be honest, and then she left, came back with a man. So a man and a woman clad in all black wearing masks forced themselves into the room when she opened the door. The man brandished a silver revolver and demanded that the woman's boyfriend go into the bathroom. And the other person, believed to be Alvelo, pulled out a pocket knife. And Alvelo rummaged through the woman's purse, broke her daughter's Nintendo Switch. The woman said she turned to shield her child and felt a strike to her lower back. And then she threw her daughter onto the bed and attempted to pick up her phone. And Alvelo grabbed the phone, smashed it, began striking her multiple times with the knife. And the man who had the gun then yelled it was time to go, stopping the assault. So the woman was stabbed 14 times with wounds to her chest, arms, legs, and abdomen. She discovered she was pregnant while she was being treated at the local hospital. Okay, that's interesting. So she didn't know she was pregnant. And she discovered when she was like in the hospital. And yeah, so what? God, people have gone insane. We have gone insane. Okay? Human beings have gone insane. We are literally living like a dystopian movie, but like in real life right now. So yeah, tipping culture is actually very detrimental. And I do think we need to actually like probably put an end to it. Honestly, at this point, it's gotten out of control, especially here in the United States. I've noticed like when I go out to eat, the minimum tip option, you know, you have the options is like 20%. That's like the minimum. And I'm like, that's the minimum? You know, like I used to be a server as well. So I understand like to some extent, right? Like when you are a server, you like obviously want tips. Like I get it. Okay. But like $20 or 20% used to be the kind of max that people would pay. Like that was like the 20% was like the service was amazing. This was like the best thing ever. Usually when I was a server, it was like usually either 10, 15 or 20%. That was like the kind of, sometimes 18%, right? Now it's like 20% being the minimum. Like that just pisses me off. Okay. Especially if you're like at a coffee shop. Okay. I'm like getting a coffee to go and the minimum tip option is 20%. Buddy. To me, that pisses me off more because then I'm like, oh, I don't want to tip now because it's like, oh, now I have to go through the custom thing and then be like, oh, I'm going to do like 15% or 20. It's just so excessive. It's so unnecessary. I just feel like it needs to stop. Okay, we need to stop the craziness. Okay, it's crazy. Next, another story coming out of South Korea. Just a very short, quick one. We've talked about the impeached president. Buddy is impeached. If you don't remember, if you don't know, basically a few weeks ago, the Korean president decided, I'm going to call martial law. I'm going to say, oh, we're under martial law, which I have come to learn is a very extreme measure. It usually happens within like a very kind of volatile environment. Maybe there's a war going on. And basically it's like a situation in which military rule takes precedent over, you know, human rights or anything like that. So like basically military rule is like the law. And he just kind of randomly on a random Tuesday, I don't know if it was a Tuesday, but a random day, he's like, you know what? I'm going to call martial law. And a lot of people say it's because he was trying to literally, he was like basically trying to overthrow the government. He was trying to, you know, it was an attempted coup basically. And the parliament was like, nope, not going to happen. And then they basically stopped it. Okay. Within like 2 hours, I think it stopped like maybe right after 2 hours or something like this. So they were like, nope, never mind. No martial law. And then because of this attempted coup, South Korea voted to impeach the president. So crazy times. And now what's happening is, they are trying to arrest him. Yes, I think a warrant has been issued. Let's see here. Yeah, Buddy needs to be arrested. It says there were more than 100 police officers and they were armed with a warrant. But South Korean authorities failed to arrest suspended President Yoon Suk-yeol after a 6-hour deadlock outside his home. So he's like fucking sitting at home, probably like a little bitch, and he is refusing to be arrested. So 6-hour deadlock, that's how long the confrontation with Yoon's security team lasted, as they formed a human wall and used vehicles to block the arrest team's path, according to local media. So it has been an unprecedented month for South Korean politics. So yeah, Yoon's shocking yet short-lived martial law order was followed by an impeachment vote against him. Then came the criminal investigation, his refusal to appear for questioning, and earlier this week, a warrant for his arrest. So Buddy is going to be arrested. So, but the crazy people that are still supporting him, it says the right-wing leader still has a strong support base. Thousands of them turned up outside his home on Friday morning to oppose his arrest. Like, imagine doing this. Okay? Imagine. Like, what has this guy done for you? That's the thing. It's like, what has he done for you? What has he done to materially better your life? You have to ask these questions. But by many accounts, Yoon is now a disgraced leader. So this is like basically like a Trump. Okay, like this is kind of like he's South Korea's Trump, essentially. Yoon is now a disgraced leader, impeached by parliament and suspended from office. He awaits the decision of the Constitutional Court, which can remove him from office. So basically, like, men were guarding the president to basically, I guess, block the arrest. Can you even do that? Like, is that allowed? Are you allowed to block someone's arrest? Shouldn't you be arrested for blocking someone's arrest? I don't really know. But, you know, yeah. Buddy is probably going to go to jail. Who knows? Unless he just decides to sit at home all day. Korea has imprisoned presidents in the past. So it is very likely that he will face some legal repercussions. But who knows what's going to happen. It's very interesting stuff. Anyway, guys, I think that's it for my stories. Maybe it's a bit of a shorter episode because, you know, I'm by myself. There's no banter. I miss Daniel. We will be back next episode. I think we will be, unfortunately, guys, I do have a sad announcement. We are going to be doing less episodes in 2025. I think we're going to do every 2 weeks. There will be a new public episode. We're still going to keep, for Patreon and the YouTube members, we're going to do a bonus episode every month for the private members. But for the public episodes, we're going to do every 2 weeks because right now, like, we're doing every week, we're doing an episode, a new episode, and we're doing one extra episode for the members. And it's getting to be like a lot because, you know, we both have, you know, actual jobs that pay money. So if you want more episodes, make sure you sign up for the YouTube membership or Patreon, and you'll get an extra episode a month. So you'll get at least usually like 3 episodes per month. But yeah, starting now in the new year, there will be less episodes. So every 2 weeks, there'll be a new episode. Hopefully you won't be too sad. Maybe we'll do each episode a little bit longer if we want to. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's the sad news. Okay. That's the sad news. But guys, thank you so much for listening. If you did listen to this entire episode of just me, I'm sorry. I feel bad. Okay. Hopefully this was entertaining enough for you. Let us know in the comments on YouTube what you thought of this episode and the stories. And make sure you join the YouTube members thingy, and also join us on Patreon if you want to. I mean, you don't have to do both. You can do one or the other. Okay. So join us either on YouTube or Patreon for the memberships. And yeah, make sure you check out the trips that I'm doing. One with Daniel, which is in the Canadian Rockies. That's going to be in August. And I'm also going to do a vegan food tour in Korea, which is in October. Happy New Year to everybody. I hope you guys had the best New Year's. And I hope that we all thrive in 2025, despite the world crumbling. Yeah, hopefully we can all thrive. Thank you so much for listening. And we will come back to you in the next episode. Talk to you soon. Bye.